Time.
Yeah.
Oh, just one heck of a win by a group that couldn't be working any harder, putting any more effort forward. We're far from a finished project, and we still make plenty of mistakes, our fair share of mistakes at both ends of the floor, but there's no lack of want to or lack of effort, and I knew Missouri State was going to come after us. That was why it was really good to get off to a good start, play pretty well in the first half, and coming out the second half, I knew they were just going to be all flying around and be all over us. Prim is a load inside. We knew that. We knew how talented this team was, and for us to come in here and get that done, it's just it's a great win for our guys.
Greg, what quality do you think this team called upon itself to be able to pull itself out of the fire in the second half?
I think they've done a really good job of just coming together, in adversity, and we can talk about the past and this and that. Any good team handles adversity, fights through it, and fights through it together. The teams that aren't as good as they need to be don't handle it as well as they need to be. This team, they've fought. They've at least given everything they can, win or lose, to the cause, and going to let the results land where they may. But I think it's a stick-to-itiveness. They're really doing well with our game prep and locking in on what we're trying to get done with the staff. The staff's doing a great job of a game plan and prepping them, and then trying to carry it out the best they can. You're still, you're playing some young guys, and it's not always easy. But when you got leaders out there doing what they're doing, it certainly helps.
Tyrese, we've talked about getting him going. You got him going today. What got him going?
Him. When he's not as good as he wants to be or as good as he usually is on offense, it's a lot to do with him. I think teams have a hard time taking him away, and again, it's a study. It's just in being in there shooting and doing all that stuff is great, but you have to be a student of the game and be a studier and watching more film and seeing how teams are guarding you. But when we're doing the breakdowns, listening to coaches, we're running a lot of stuff for him to give him opportunities, and I thought he handled it very well tonight.
It was a tough ask defensively because Bronson and Trey got into foul trouble, at the last media timeout. What was kind of your marching orders for the guys in terms of trying to survive defensively? They did better in the last part of the second half.
I know I wouldn't want to guard him or De Silva around the basket. We tried to make it as difficult as we could to catch them. Now, we didn't do near what we needed to do on them, whether it be BK or Trey or Jake, but also that's a lot to defend with. That's a big dude down there that's really skilled and really good. So the guys guarding the ball have to help. You have to get into the ball. You can't let them stand there and stare and stare and stare. And I thought they had a chance to do that way too much tonight, and that's something that we have to correct. But give them a lot of credit. He's a load to guard inside.
They obviously played better defense in the second half. What do you think they did to adjust things?
Just we're really physical, got after us. We're really physical, trying to take some stuff away and body us and make nothing easy. I'm sure he got after them at halftime. They're a talented, physical, athletic team, and that's what they do. They weren't going to go away. They were going to keep fighting and keep battling. That's what they've done even in their losses. So we weathered the storm. Certainly it wasn't a thing of beauty in the second half, but I think that our fans appreciate the grittiness of the guys tonight in that second half.
Yeah, you've had that trait in other games to win home games. You expect to win home games. To have a road game, especially at a place where you rarely win at, what do you think this does for these guys moving forward to have that kind of, signature win to kind of repay the resiliency that they've shown?
Certainly nice, isn't it? To work that hard and not have to say, well, we almost did or we could have done that, to be able to say you reap the rewards a little bit. It's nice, and winning's not easy, whether it be on the road or at home, and our guys are spent, they're gassed, they're worn down. Ask any of those guys that had to body against Prim or De Silva. JB, ask Tyrese, just ask how tired those guys are. But what makes the win so sweet, is how much you sacrifice as a team to go forward, and there's nothing like being in locker rooms like that. Those guys earned it. They earned it by how hard they worked and how hard they pulled together.